Sometimes simple is best. True, there are times when we want a bit of excess and over-engineering in our lives, but when it comes to family transport, it can be really easy to blow the budget on something you don't actually need, a tendency that manufacturers of premium badged cars have counted on for years. At the other end of the spectrum is Dacia. It takes tried and tested Renault engineering, then builds it into simple, straightforward designs assembled with affordable Romanian labour. The result is a new car for the price of a used one. And if the model in question needs to be a spacious family estate, then here's what the brand has to offer: the Logan MCV.
Logan MCV buyers get a choice of 3 engines, but we'd suggest you focus your attention primarily on the pokier 2 options, both offering 90 brake horsepower. Petrol people need to consider the 3-cylinder TCE 90 turbo unit, not only a far more efficient choice than the entry-level 75 brake horsepower 1.2 litre petrol variant, but also one with the kind of pulling power that you're going to need from an estate car able to carry as much as this one can. The 1.5 litre DCI diesel variant that I'm trying here has even more torque and manages the 62 miles per hour benchmark in 12.1 seconds en route to 107 miles an hour. You'll need to manage your expectations in terms of drive dynamics, of course. This Logan doesn't take kindly to cornering heroics. Adopt a more relaxed demeanour though, and its responses are really quite adequate, and there's reasonable standards of ride comfort too. MCV stands for Maximum Capacity Vehicle, which is exactly what you get here. In other words, this Logan is a vehicle fit for purpose, designed with sense rather than style in mind. Out back, the practical perspective continues. There's a large glassy tailgate and a conveniently low sill height that sits just 589mm from the ground. This luggage bay is quite enormous for what is, after all, a relatively compact car, measuring in at just under 4.5 metres in length. You get 573 litres of fresh air with all the seats in place, a figure that can be increased to 1,518 litres if you're able to push forward the 60/40 split folding rear bench and free up a 2.7 metre long loading length, although the revealed cargo bay floor isn't completely flat. For even longer items like bikes, you can increase the length of your loading capacity still further by pushing forward the standard fold flat front passenger seat. Time to take a look in the back seat, an area of the car with space you might suspect to have been compromised by all that extra boot capacity. As it turns out though, there's once again significantly more room than you'd find in something like, say, a Focus, the boxy shape delivering plenty of head, leg and shoulder room. As for the feeling you get up front, well, it rather depends on the trim level you've chosen. At base access level, it really does feel rather drab, but plusher variants like this one feel much nicer, even if you haven't stretched up to the optional leather upholstery. Practicality is quite good too, with a total of 16 litres of storage space provided for in various forms around the cabin. Specifically, that means you get plenty of cup holders front and rear, plus front door bins capable of holding decently sized 1.5 litre bottles. On the whole then, a surprisingly positive scorecard. If for you a car is simply a functional implement, a domestic tool that, just like any other, must justify its expenditure, then this one fits the bill perfectly. Solid, spacious and family friendly for the kind of money that you'd pay for a tiny city scoot, it delivers on that Dacia promise. You really do get everything you need and pretty much nothing that you don't. Yes, you do without a fancy cabin, without cutting-edge driving dynamics and fashionable looks. But are those really absolutely necessary in a car of this kind? That's a question I'll leave you with. This Logan MCV probably won't be the practical, versatile vehicle you might have dreamed of providing for your household, but it may be the one you actually need.